and Greek scriptures had already been translated into Latin by the end of the 2nd century CE. They were also available in Egyptian by about the middle of the 3rd century. Ancient versions of the entire Bible. The Peshitta of Syriac-speaking people professing Christianity was in general use from the 5th century CE onward. The word Peshitta means simple. The Hebrew scripture portion was basically a translation from the Hebrew, probably made during the 2nd or 3rd century CE, though a later revision involved comparison with the Septuagint. Numerous Peshitta manuscripts are extant, the most valuable being a 6th or 7th century codex preserved at the Ambrosian Library in Milan, Italy. One Peshitta manuscript of the Pentateuch lacking Leviticus has a signed date corresponding to about 464 CE, and a palimpsest with Isaiah has the date 459,460 CE signed, making them the oldest dated Bible manuscripts in any tongue. Old Latin. This is the collective title Vetus Latina for the texts that reflect Latin translations generally prior to Jerome's Vulgate. These probably appeared from the latter part of the 2nd century CE onward, but the earliest evidence of the Latin Bible is from Carthage, North Africa, at least by 250 CE. The Hebrew scriptures were translated into Latin from the Greek Septuagint, not yet revised by Origen, but the Christian scriptures were rendered from the original Greek. Scholars usually refer to two basic types of Old Latin text: the African and the European. The earliest extant biblical manuscripts date from the 4th and 5th centuries CE Latin Vulgate. The Latin Vulgate, Vulgata Latina, is a version of the entire Bible by the foremost biblical scholar of that time, Eusebius Hieronymus, better known as Jerome. He first undertook a revision of the Old Latin version of the Christian scriptures in comparison with the Greek text. He began with the Gospels, which were published in 383 or 384 CE. Just when he completed his revision of the Old Latin Christian scriptures is uncertain. Between about 384 and 390 CE he made two revisions of the Old Latin Psalms, based on the Greek Septuagint. The first is now lost, but what is called the Roman Psalter may represent the Old Latin text he corrected. The second is called the Gallican Psalter, named for its adoption in Gaul. Jerome also translated the Psalms directly from Hebrew, this work being called the Hebrew Psalter. He began to revise other books of the Hebrew scriptures from the Greek, but apparently never completed such a revision, preferring to translate directly from Hebrew, though also referring to Greek versions. Jerome labored on his Latin translation from the Hebrew from about 390 to 405 CE. Jerome's version was originally received with general hostility, and only gradually did it gain wide approval. With its later general acceptance in Western Europe, it came to be called the Vulgate, denoting a commonly received version, the Latin Vulgatus meaning common, well known. Jerome's original